In the near to medium term, natural gas, which generates almost all our electricity, will remain critical. Our natural gas supplies come through pipelines from Malaysia and Indonesia, and in the form of liquefied natural gas or LNG from a range of sources. We are now planning to build a second LNG terminal to meet our growing electricity needs. Natural gas is the cleanest of all fossil fuels, but we will not be able to achieve net zero if we continue to rely solely on natural gas. Unfortunately, we do not have many options for clean energy. We have no tidal power, no wind power, and not enough land for mass deployment of solar. So what do? One way is to import low-carbon electricity, and we are making progress on this front. But there is a limit to importing electricity without compromising security. So we will need other options to decarbonize the rest of our energy supply. And that's why we are actively exploring other options. Hydrogen has the potential as a clean fuel. For now, it is still technologically nascent, costly, and risky. Nevertheless, we have set out a national hydrogen strategy to take purposeful steps forward. We will start by testing and deploying ammonia, which is a hydrogen carrier, for power generation and bunkering on Jurong Island. We are also exploring other energy sources. We are actively studying the possibilities for geothermal power. After all, we do have a hot spring in Sembawang. But we will need very deep drilling to assess the potential, and it really remains to be seen if this will be viable. Further out in the future, we do not rule out nuclear power. Nuclear technologies are advancing rapidly, with smaller, safer, and more fuel-efficient designs. We will build up our capabilities so that we can critically assess the evolving technologies in this space and decide on the feasibility of nuclear deployment one day in the future. And there is considerable uncertainty as to how all these energy pathways will work out. What is clear, however, is that significant effort and costs will be needed to transit from a system powered almost entirely by natural gas today to one powered largely by clean energy. We say this is an energy transition. Transition sounds like a rather innocuous word, but the scale of this so-called transition is massive, and we will need to get it done over the next 2 decades or so, which is not a lot of time when you think about the enormity of the task. For example, to import low-carbon electricity, we will need to invest in submarine cables and upgrade our existing power grid. Or if we decide to scale up the use of hydrogen, we will need to put in place new infrastructure for generation, storage, and delivery. All of these investments are costly. They cannot be done by the private sector alone and will likely need some catalytic funding from the government. I will therefore set up a future energy fund with an initial injection of $5 billion. This will give us the confidence to invest in good time, put us in a better position to move quickly on critical infrastructure, and enhance our security in clean energy.